Hey everyone. First off, we want to apologize for the very long sabbatical. We had some things going on, but we're so happy to be back. We recognize that a lot has happened over the past week or so since we've last done a video. First off, the William Nylander signing on December 1st. He in Toronto definitely let it come down to the wire. I'm glad the deal's done, but I'm trying to understand why it took so long. For those of you not familiar, William Nylander held out until December 1st, and he signed for 6 years at $6.9 million per year. Whatever. To me, it's not worth the holdout, but whatever. That's all I've really got on that. And we've had some minor trades go on. Vancouver and Toronto, of course, had a trade as a result of the Nylander signing. And then just yesterday, Anaheim and Pittsburgh had a trade. We've also had some fines. But the big news is the NHL is officially going to Seattle starting in the 2021-2022 season. And I know there have been questions about why so long. From my understanding, it has to do with the renovations at KeyBank Arena. They're not going to be done until the end of 2020, so the arena won't be ready for NHL season. And I know this has been a long time coming for Seattle. Talks first started over 10 years ago, and I think that's a city that truly deserves a team. I mean, you watch the Seattle Seahawks in the NFL and the energy that crowd brings. You think about even when they lost the Seattle Supersonics, and how sad that city was, and they have the Seattle Mariners in the Major League Baseball as well, but they've definitely been craving another professional sports team, and I think that's the perfect market for it. You've got the income perspective with a lot of the tech companies there, of course Amazon and Microsoft among others. You've got the kind of the cultural thing. They just have a big hockey presence in general. They're actually the first winners of the Stanley Cup, and then on top of it they have two Western Hockey League teams in the area, so there is a strong hockey presence there. And I think this is probably the first time in a long time that Commissioner Bettman can even say that about an expansion city. The other expansion cities over the years have become hockey cities. We look at Vegas, Columbus, Nashville. They've all become hockey cities, but outside of Minnesota, of course. But these cities have developed into hockey cities. Seattle already has that. Back in March, they already took season ticket deposits, and they had 32,000 people put down deposits on something that wasn't even concrete. You talk about a hockey town, that's it. And then as TSN pointed out, and a lot of other outlets as well, you've got the whole geographical factor with Vancouver. You're right there. You've already got one established rivalry. San Jose and the California teams are just down I-5. So it's going to be a very fun Pacific Division. And with that in mind, so Arizona will be moving to the Central Division to make room for Seattle in the Pacific Division. So we'll have a balanced 16 teams in each conference, which will be awesome because it's been a little lopsided the past few years, especially before Vegas came in. We had the 8-8 in the East and the 7-7 in the West. So right now we've got 8 across the board except for the Central. So everything will balance out, and that will be really nice. Another thing to I know people are already talking about the expansion draft in 2021. To be perfectly honest, I'm not thinking that far ahead. Um, I'm just trying to think in general, to be quite honest. But I'm just thinking about the impact that team will have on the area. And I'm thinking about, can it coexist with the junior teams? And I think the answer is yes. You've got a big enough metro area for people to support both two junior teams and an NHL team. Seattle's just a big sports town in general. And I realize I neglected to mention before about the Seattle Sounders of Major League Soccer. You just have a city that's just already so passionate about everything, and I think that they will easily support an NHL team. I don't think there will be any issue of having two junior teams and an NHL team coexist. I think if anything, they're going to partner up and enhance each other. And I think they could even go as far as kind of setting the groundwork for other teams. I realize most of the Canadian cities have junior teams. I think it would be really cool to see Seattle partner up with their teams. You don't really hear about formal partnerships. And I know that can be kind of complicated, but if you can at least cross promote them a little bit would be helpful. So, but all in all, very exciting day for the NHL. For once, I am not mad at Gary Bettman. I think this is a great expansion move here. You're not going to a non-traditional market. You're going to a market that should have a hockey team, that should have a professional winter sport. Seattle just makes so much sense, and just reading the comments on Twitter about it and everything else, I can sense excitement across the board. So all in all is well. This is really exciting. In the coming days, I'm hoping to have some more videos on just about, who's kind of come out as surprises, a third of the way through the season, both good surprises and not so good surprises. So be on the lookout for those. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, please drop them in the comment box. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening.